The future of home automation is a 5.5 foot tall robot that can take out the trash and that promises to handle your chores so you never have to lift a finger again. This is the vision sold by the 1X Neo robot. But behind the stunning marketing and futuristic promises lies a deeply unsettling reality. I've seen it all. For nearly 25 years, I worked at the DOJ, where I investigated some of the largest antitrust cases in the country. Now in retirement, I'm working for you. Welcome to the Antitrust Insider. 1X's Neo is a machine with 4 microphones and 2 high-definition cameras that, by the company's own admission, can be remotely piloted at any time by a human stranger. Today, we'll be talking about the 1X Neo, not as a marvel of engineering, which it is, but as a potential $20,000 privacy risk hiding right in plain sight. Segment 1, the brilliant marketing. Let's start with 1X's marketing, where they present Neo as a strong, capable, and even charming member of your household. Look at it here, effortlessly carrying a bulging garbage bag across a pristine living room, and then suddenly dancing with its owner, who happens to be wearing a VR headset, but we'll get back to that. Neo's specs are also pretty impressive. It stands at 5'6", weighs 66 pounds, and boasts a battery life of 4 hours. It can lift a staggering 154 pounds and carry 55, and that distinction is important. Lift is its maximum brute strength, like picking up a heavy box off the floor, while carry is the weight it can safely transport across a room. With all the AI advances over the past few years, this is kind of like how my generation envisioned the future when we were growing up in the 1980s, right? And today, for a select few with $20,000 to spare, or the desire to drop $500 a month for a subscription, that future now seems very close. So while the surface level appeal of Neo is undeniable, this is where we need to start thinking about what lies beneath it. Segment 2, Neo's closest sci-fi cousin. It's funny, I actually considered using Robot from Lost in Space for this comparison, but he's actually sentient. Robot has more in common with the Cylons and even Data than he does with 1X's Neo.
That does not compute.
So, to really understand Neo's functionality and what Sci-Fi Robot is most closely related, the first thing you'll need to do is to scratch Commander Data, Robot from Lost in Space, and the Cylons from Battlestar Galactica right off the list. All of them are fully autonomous, and they are also fully self-aware. Even Rosie the Robot, who's drawn a lot of comparisons to Neo lately, is fully autonomous. But is Neo?
Are you alive?
To make a true sci-fi comparison to the 1X Neo, you'll need to go back to the 1960s and an anime version of what they thought the future would look like. Gigantor is a 1960s anime robot who was powerful but entirely brainless, and controlled by Jimmy Sparks, a 12-year-old boy with a remote control. Without that remote control, and without tech support from Jimmy's uncle, Dr. Bob Brilliant, Gigantor would be unable to function. The 1X Neo, in its current form, is most closely related to Gigantor. The company's own promotional video, in a very brief and very honest moment at the 5-minute mark, reveals the truth and says this.
If there are any chores that your Neo hasn't learned how to do autonomously, you can use Expert Mode to have an expert from 1X supervise the session and provide corrective intervention to help Neo complete any task.
What the promo is calling Expert Mode is clearly not advanced AI. It's a human employee at 1X remotely piloting your robot. Supervise the session and corrective intervention mean that 1X is taking direct control, seeing through Neo's 2 cameras, and hearing through its 4 microphones. This gets us back to that VR headset from the dancing clip. All these control methods, voice commands, the app, and the VR headset are all signs that Neo is not a truly independent machine. Whether it's you wearing the VR headset or an expert at X1's headquarters, Neo is being piloted just like Gigantor. So, bottom line, 1X's corrective intervention is essentially an admission that Neo's much-touted autonomy is limited. It requires a human in the loop to function for complex or new tasks. This means that a stranger, an employee of a private company, has the potential to see, hear, and physically navigate through the most private space on Earth, your home. Segment 3, it's a question of trust. So we arrive at the $20,000 question: would you pay a company for the privilege of installing their data gathering device in your bedroom? Think hard, because that is the core transaction here. The One X Neo is not just a robot, it's a mobile data collection platform. With its 2 cameras and 4 microphones, it has the sensory suite of a high-end security system, but with human-like movement. The privacy implications are staggering. What protocols are in place to prevent a rogue expert from abusing their access? Where is the audio and video data stored, and who has access to it? Could this data be used to train AI models or even sold to data brokers? We did a video about data brokers. I'll link that at the end. The company's privacy policy becomes one of the most important documents you will ever read, yet it's buried somewhere in that fine print behind the flashy dance videos. But despite the privacy concerns, there's clearly a huge market for this, and the AI functionality can make Neo fun to have around.
Is this paprika?
No, that's cayenne pepper. Also, your glasses are on your shirt.
Could I use this in my chili?
They're both made from chili peppers, and you could put cayenne in your chili, but it is much spicier.
There are plenty of early adopters and tech enthusiasts with disposable income who will gladly pay to be on the cutting edge, limitations and all. They will happily accept the privacy trade-off for the novelty and the utility. But for the average consumer, this represents an unprecedented risk. This is a big step up from Siri and Alexa listening to your conversations. Inviting Neo home is literally inviting its corporate entity into your house with it. This includes the potential for data breaches, employee misconduct, and opaque data policies to become a live-in observer. For $20,000, you are purchasing a potential spy. One X's Neo promo feels like we're watching a beta test for the future of home life, one where we trade chores for constant observation. The question isn't just, can Neo do the job? It's who else is watching and listening while it does the job. Segment 4, final thoughts. The One X Neo is what happens when a tech corporation builds a butler and doesn't give it boundaries. But I'm not gonna lie, if I had 20 grand just to throw at One X, I might be tempted to get a Neo myself. Being a federal agent and a sci-fi fan has its drawbacks. I like technology, and I think Neo is definitely cool, but it is a walking reminder to read the fine print before you let a corporation follow you from room to room. The Cylon, because it's totally autonomous, actually concerns me less. But on second thought, maybe total autonomy itself isn't such a great idea either. One X's marketing sells you the freedom to do what you want, while Neo takes care of the housekeeping. But doing even the housekeeping requires open eyes, attentive ears, and access to your house, your family, your friends, and your kids. Those dance moves and garbage runs are powered by a connection that runs both ways. When Neo listens, watches, and learns, is it only for your convenience, or is it part of the company's business model? Before bringing Neo home, dismiss the coolness factor and ask yourself, do I really need a robot to take out the trash if it might also be compromising my privacy? The One X Neo is a glimpse of a future where convenience and surveillance come in the same package, and the return policy may not cover regret. What are your thoughts about the One X Neo? Comment below and please share this video. If you found this video helpful and informative, please hit that subscribe button, like, and comment. Until next time, stay vigilant, stay honest, and come back for more Antitrust Insider.